come to this morning. President Cyril Ramaphosa will address the young men and boys in Indaba in Soweto today. It's all aimed at the prevention and combating of gender-based violence and femicide. The president will be joined by Basic Education Minister Angie. But our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones is there and joins me now to give us details of what to expect this morning from the event. Now, Pule, a very warm good morning to you, colleague. If you can hear me, what's expected from the event this morning?
Well, a very good morning, and what we're here today, we do know that, the country has been confronted with quite a lot of issues in regards to how men have been acting out in regards to them being linked to a lot of gender-based violence cases. And we've seen also with the quarterly SAP stats for the first 3 months of the country, where around just over 900 women were killed and about 15,000 of them reporting cases of assault as well. So it goes to show you that gender-based violence remains a high concern in this country. But I just spotted the MEC for Education. MEC, thank you very much for joining me. I'm just hijacking you, but I just want to get a sense of why we're here today. I mean, there's a program that's aimed at educating young men and boys as well in schools about how they should develop and practice, positive masculinity, which aims at valuing and respecting women as well in the country.
Yes, thank you. You're hijacking me again. No, that's fine. Look, this program is quite important. For quite some time we've been neglecting, in a way, process and programs have been really not bringing the boy child into the mainstream. And we've seen that it's affecting boys. Even research has been telling us that young boys, when you get to matric, there's more young girl learners in matric than boys. So we'll keep on losing boys in the system over a period of time for a number of factors. So with this program, a very important program there is, we're getting young boys back into the mainstream, even giving the necessary support that we'll be launching today here to ensure that we get them right, and also many other activities that we put in place. So it's all about getting the boy child back into where he belongs.
The president has spoken for the mobilization of resources that should be invested in programs aimed at, of course, fighting gender-based violence. This program today, is it one of them? What is the outcome that you expect from such programs as well, which are looking into, training the mindset of young men and boys, not only in schools but in communities as well?
In terms of this program here, to get the young boys, giving them the necessary support. Remember, we need to teach our boys how to conduct themselves in the new reality. The world has shifted. Women are very powerful, and they need to accept. So we are teaching these boys to deal with these new women that maybe their parents never had to deal with. So this is part of it, and to show them that GBV is not the way, substance abuse is not the way, social ills are not the way. Go into the right path of manhood and really take that road into forming part of a progressive society. That's what we're doing today.
And just lastly, before I let you go, in schools, especially you, the MEC of Education and Gauteng, what can we expect as well? Some of the ideas that will be implemented to ensure that young women as well don't feel under pressure in terms of reporting such cases of related to gender-based violence when they're confronted with such as well. I mean, we've seen as well teachers being alleged to have been linked to such cases in schools as well.
Yeah, we've got a comprehensive program around that as a department. We're having a summit in 2 weeks, obviously, to discuss social issues in schools, whether it's suicide, GBV, mental health, across the board. But we do have programs in place. We have a hotline, we have social workers. We're also doing what we call learner profiling. All schools have to do learner profiling so that we can assess the child and monitor their progress over time. If there are changes in the child, we're able to report. We've got collaborative agreement with our sister department, health, social development, community safety, even SREC for sports activities. So it's a comprehensive program that we've put in place to really keep our learners there so that we can move away from the social ills, but also support them. Because it's all about supporting, recognizing and supporting. And also we're doing a parental program that we're building on, because parents get get divorced in terms of their children and their learners' participation in schools. So we're bringing back a parental program that will teach parents that the two questions: how was school? Do you have homework? That's all we're saying. That's the program that we'll be launching. How was school? Do you have homework? That they ask their kids every day.
All right, thank you very much. It's MEC for Education in Gauteng, Motshekga, joining me this morning. Of course, you can see on screen, these are some of the officials who are here this morning. But also, we've seen there's just about 10 high schools that are here today. They will be here at the mall in the Stekeniko Cinema, where they'll be watching a movie aimed at educating them about, development of ensuring that they respect women as well in schools. But I also just want to speak to one of the organizers of the event who joins me right now, Mr. Sweet from Prime Stop. Thank you very much, Mr. Sweet, for joining me this morning on eNCA. Now, obviously, you've put a lot of work into this event taking place. The President will be addressing as well, yourself and other stakeholders from the Education Department. What has it been like running such a program of educating young men and, of course, boys about the principles and fundamentals of playing a vital role in communities when respecting young women, the elderly, and, of course, the children as well in their communities?
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be with the eNCA. And look, this is nothing unusual for us. We educate 90,000 learners every year. We've touched 1 million lives with Prime Stars Education. This program is about changing behavior. It's about changing norms. Young boys get born, they're told not to cry, man up, don't be a sissy. But we teach them that they can be vulnerable, that they can cook and clean, that they shouldn't be dominant, that they shouldn't be violent. And really, at the end of the day, we get them to redefine masculinity. It's so important, because if you want to prevent GBV, you've got to start with young people.
And are you seeing, in terms of behavioral pattern and change as well, are you seeing a difference with these programs aimed at educating young men and boys as well around, the positivity of ensuring that they respect the values and principles of women?
Well, generally, we've had a lot of success with Prime Stars program. We have a maths and science program. Our kids get 16 to 23% above the national average. We have an entrepreneurship program. We create hundreds of companies in school every year. But most importantly, when it comes to this program, it's very difficult to change behaviors. But we've been succeeding in a wonderful way. 30,000 kids have seen the movie, got the book, been mentored, watch the movie as over and over again on Prime Stars Digital, and dramatic change. Young people are understanding how masculinity has evolved, new norms, and we're very, very happy with the results we've seen so far.
Thank you very much. That's Martin Sweet from Prime Stars, who's the managing director, speaking to us this morning regarding what their program has aimed to achieve in terms of, speaking to young men and boys in the mission of ensuring that they respect young women and women, of course, in their community as well. The President is expected to speak here at this event in a couple of minutes from now, who also will be joined by other various stakeholders from the Department of Education. There's about 10 high schools here as well who will be listening to that message from the President and those who will be participating in this event this morning.